morning, everyone. Our topic for today is about engineering mathematics, economics, compound interest. So previously we discussed and we have example problem for the uh, simple interest. Now this is second topic for the economics. So we will proceed. So compound interest explain. In compound interest, the interest is compounded every end of its interest period, compounding period. So meaning end of the period, you can have monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. So take note of that one. Interest period, every end of its interest period. And the interest earned for that period is added to the principal interest, to the principal interest plus principal. So example, monthly, then if you have interest, then you add for the next period. So you have to demonstrate this, consider an investment of 1,000 to earn 10% per year for 3 years. So the following diagram shows how the money grows. So this is it. Example, you have 1,000. You borrowed money from the bank or your friend, and it is agreed that it earns 10% per year. So 1,000 for the 0 year, and then after 1 year, it becomes, so the 10% of 1,000, it becomes 1,100. So principal plus interest of that period. Okay, so after that one, so in the first year, your principal becomes 1,100. So 1,100. Then after 2 years, so 1,100 times another 10%, it becomes, so the 10% of 1,100 is equals to 110. So you must add. So 1,100 plus 110 equals to 1,210. So again, your principal for the second year, it becomes 1,210. And then you add again the interest for that year, 10%. So 1,210 times 10%, how much is 121? Then you add 121 to the 1,210. So it becomes 1,331. So after 3 years, the interest of your 1,000 becomes 331. So that is the compound interest. Compared to simple interest, it's only 1,000 times 10% for 3 years. So that's a simple. So the interest of the simple interest is lower compared to the compounded interest. So you have this formula. So P is the present worth or principal. So F is the future worth or compound amount, future worth. So I is the effective interest per compounding period. Okay, so here we have to familiarize this one, the effective rate, the effective interest, because in compounding, the effective rate is divided by the compounding period, time. Unlike in the simple interest, that the I is no dividend. Okay, only I. There's no compounding period to be divided. There's no M. There's no M for the effective interest. So N is the total number of compounding. So take note also this one. Take also this one. So the total number of compounding is equal to T times also the M. So whatever you divide in your R, your interest rate, you should multiply to the T. So T is considered yearly, monthly, semi-annually, times the compounding period. So I is the interest earned. I equals to F minus P. So nominal rate interest of R. Yeah, effective ER equals to effective interest. So take note of this one, R and ER and the I. Because in the board exam, uh, the required I, the required R, the required ER. So in the board exam, this should always problem like this. Find the R, the nominal rate interest, or find the effective interest. So T is the number of years of investment. So T is only number of years of investment. M is the number of compounding per year. So try to familiarize this one, because in the board exam, it's always like this, R or the ER. So the formula is for the future worth of P. After n periods, the compounded amount of F is like this. F equals to principal times 1 plus I to the power of n. So unlike for the simple interest, okay, I will future equals to principal times 1 plus I only. I T or RT only. So interest rate times the time. So very simple. Then the interest is very low compared to the compounding. Okay. So the term I 1 plus I to the n also denote as F over P. I then n is called the single payment compounded amount factor. So please highlight this one. Okay. So this one very important. Because in the board exam, they will ask what is the factor for the single payment compounded. So this is the answer. F over Pi n. So if the problem, or you will give in the if they give in the problem that only if, because I remember before that they give only like this for the board exam. And then if you don't know what is the formula for that one. So the board exam is very critic. So they give this formula, or they give it in the problem, but if you don't know what is the meaning of this one, so you cannot answer also the problem. So be familiar of this factor. F over P, I, then N. So is called the single payment compounded amount factor. Okay. So the whole drawings. Okay, the present worth of F is P equals to F over 1 plus I to the N. So we have only from this equation, or from this formula, F equals to P 1 plus I to the N. So if P is required, so P equals to F over 1 plus I to the N. So the term 1 over 1 plus I to the N is also denoted as PFIN, the single payment present worth factor. So take note here, call the single payment compounded. Here, call the single payment present worth factor. Okay. So derivation of F in future equals to P plus I to the N. Okay, this is the derivation format table. So interest for 1 year, P equals to PI. So P 1 plus I. In second year, you have the P equals to 1 plus I to the 2, or the second year. Third year, so we have P equals to 1 plus I to the third, and so on. So whatever year, example 5 years. So the F equals to P 1 plus, the factor is P equals to 1 plus I to the N, to the 5 years, or 10 years, 10 years. Example problem. Okay. Example problem. So a man lends 6,000 at 6% simple interest for 4 years. Okay. At the end of this time, he invests the entire amount at 5% compounded annually for 12 years. How much will he have at the end of the 16-year period? So here you have to answer first we have to consider first the 4 years simple interest. So we have the solution for simple interest. We have F equals to P plus 1 plus RT. So that's a simple interest. So 6,000 times 1 plus the 6 interest, how much is 0.06% times 4 years? Times 4. equals to 7,440. So what the problem said is after 4 years, after 4 years, 6,000 becomes 7,440. The entire at the end of this time, he invests the entire amount. So meaning, this 7,440 is the principal for the 5-year compounded for 12 years. Okay, so meaning, for 4 years, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, there is the 6,000. After 4 years, it becomes 7,440. Okay, then he invests for 12 years. 12 years. Okay, so after 4 years here becomes the principal. Okay, so we will proceed. So for the compound interest, okay, we have now. So the compound interest, we have f equals to p plus I to the n. So 1 plus the interest, which is how much is the interest, is 0.05 to the n for 12 years. So now the f equals to 7,440, which is the whole amount, what is the future amount from the 1 year to 4 years with the 6% interest, equals to 7,440. So 1 plus I 0.05 times to n, so becomes 13,361.20. So meaning, after 7,440, they invest for 5% interest rate. So the money for 12 years becomes 13,361.20. Okay, so recap. So the 6,000 invest for 4 years for a simple interest rate of 6%. It earns it earns interest plus the principal becomes 7,440. Then the 7,440 was invested for 4.5% for 12 years. So the money becomes 13,361.2. So all over period is equals to 16 years. 16 years of investment. 4 years for the simple interest, and then 12 years for the compounded interest. Okay, clear. So values of I and N. So we have to focus this one, values of I and N, because if you mistaken what is the value of I and N, so you cannot get the correct answer of the problem. So this based on experience for exam. Okay, during exam, okay, you answer the question, you can answer the problem, but the question is your I and N is correct, because if your I and N if not correct, if wrong, you can also have the answer, but the answer is not correct, it is also wrong. So it is very important, it is very important that you can have the right I and N during examination, during board exam. Okay. So nominal interest rate R equals to 12. So the number of years of investment was to T equals to 5. Okay. So example, compounded annually. M equals to 1 annually. So I equals to 12, okay, the 12% divided by 1 because annually equals to 12. Then your N equals to M times N equals to 5 times the, how much is the M? 1 equals to 5. That's annually. There's no complicated if the interest rate it is compounded annually or simple interest for 1 year or annually. Very simple. Now we go this one, semi-annually. Yeah, this one. For the semi-annually, what happened to the M? M becomes 2. Then your I, the interest rate of 12% divided by 2. So it becomes 0.06 or 6%. Your N becomes 5 times 2 equals to 10. So very tricky. if you mislook what is required in the problem, it is compounded semi-annually or quarterly or bi-monthly or monthly or every 3 months. So focus, read the problem carefully and understand what is the required of the problem. So compounded quarterly, so M equals to 4. So meaning your I and your interest rate will be rate of interest divided by 4 and it becomes 0.03 or 3%. Your N, 5 times the M equals to 20. So compounded monthly, this is the one. So if you buy, if you borrow the money from the bank or from any friend, if this is monthly, compounded monthly, so your interest is very high compared to annually, because every month it is interest. It interest. See, the meaning of compounded is at the end of the period, the interest rate will be added. Okay, so compounded monthly is M equals to 12. So 12 times compounded for 1 year. If annually, it's only 1 time interest. Here, monthly. So I equals to 12 times 12 equals to 0.01. So N equals to 5 times 12 equals to 60. So compounded by monthly is every 6 months. So M equals to 6, I equals to 12 over 6 equals to 2%. Or N equals to 30. Okay. So we will proceed. So continuous compounding, M equals to infinite. So in the board exam, if the problem said continuous compounding, so very simple. It is only the formula F equals to P E R T. So it may interest may be compounded daily, hourly, per minute, etc. as a limit. Interest may be considered to be compounded an infinite number of times per year. So there's no specific period. So monthly, quarterly, no specific. So the future worth of P, the future worth of the principal at an interest rate of R compounded continuously for T years is only this formula. F equals to P E R T. Okay, so the nominal and effective rate interest. So nominal rate is the rate quoted in describing a given variety of compound interest. Consider bank deposit 1,000 to earn 6% compounded quarterly. After 1 year, the compounded amount F is, okay, so P equals to 1 plus I, the N equals to 1,000, which is the principal. Then the interest, compound interest, you have 0.06, 6% divided by 4. 4 since because it's compounded quarterly. So if we, as I discussed earlier, that the M will be different value. This annually, semi-annually, quarterly. So this one, M equals to 4 because it is quarterly, compounded quarterly. So the T equal, the N equals to 1 plus times 4. Okay, so the future is the 1,000, 1,061.36. So now, notice that the interest earned is 61.36 for 1 year, representing 6.136% of 1,000, not 6% of 1,000. Okay, take note of this one. 6.136% of 1,000, not 6% of 1,000, which is the 6% is the given of the problem. For this case, 6% compounded quarterly is called the nominal rate. Okay, nominal rate. And the 6.136% is the effective rate. Take note. Be careful to identify the nominal rate and the effective rate. Okay, again, the 6% is called the nominal rate. And the 6.136% is the effective rate, or it is the actual rate of interest, not the 6%. So that's the tricky of the compounded interest, because if in the simple interest, if this is 6%, that's only 6%. But in the compounded, they have the nominal rate and the effective rate. Okay. Okay. Thus, the effective rate thus the effective rate of interest ER is actual interest earned. Okay, that's what I said. Actual is in 1 year period. This can be computed by either of the following. So there are two types of interest earned in 1 year divided by principal at the beginning of the year. or ER equals to 1 plus R. So nominal interest rate over the M minus 1. So either this one, but this is very good. This is good to familiarize or memorize. ER equals to 1 plus R over M to the power M minus 1. So thus effective rate 6% compounded quarterly is ER equals to 1 plus 0.06 quarterly minus 1 equals to 0.06136 or 6.136% as computed previously. So it is true. What are the given formula for the ER? So all compounded interest we can get anytime the ER by this formula. So during board exam, take note, read what is the required of the problem. So if it is required from ER, so very simple. If they have a given the effective rate interest is given, then you can have this one. So the effective rate are computed continuously is, if it is continuously, ER equals to ER minus 1. So this one is compounded, this is the continuous. Equivalent nominal rates. So from the previous discussion, we see that 6% compounded quarterly is not the same as 6% compounded monthly. It's true. For the reason they have different effective rates. So two nominal rates are equal if they have the same effective rates. Okay, take note. Two nominal rates are equal if they have the same effective rates. So consider a nominal interest rate of 10% compounded quarterly. The equivalent nominal rate compounded monthly is, so we have ER monthly is equals to ER quarterly. So we have the 10% for the quarterly. So 1 plus R, this is the nominal rate interest of the monthly. That is the required of the problem. So that if we can get this one R, the ER monthly is equals to ER quarterly. You understand? Okay. Keep. So you must know this problem. Or this not problem. You must know this equation. ER monthly is equals to ER quarterly. When there are, so I say, so the nominal rates are equal if they have the same effective rates. Okay, so AR, A monthly, the ARQ, 10%. So what is not what we asked here is the R, the effective rate. So 1 plus R over 12, because this is monthly. Minus 1 equals to 1 plus 10% over 4 because it is quarterly minus 1. So we can get the R for the monthly. So meaning the 10% of quarterly, compounded quarterly, is equal to 9.918% monthly. Compounded monthly is the same with the compounded quarterly. Again, AR monthly is equals to AR quarterly. When they are equal, if the R is equals to 9.1991%, and then the quarterly have 10% compounded quarterly. Okay. I hope you understand this, because this is very important. Because in the board exam, or in the quiz, or have exam, whatever exam, if you are not familiar with this equation, you forgot, then you cannot answer the problem. Please. So focus this one. How to get ERM equals to ERQ. or whatever, ERM quarterly is equals to ER annually, they always have in common. Okay. Just 10% compounded will have the same interest as 9.18% compounded monthly. This is the end of this explanation. That's why this is the last, because this is critic. This is the most important of this one, effective. Because what I said a while ago, that you can answer, but to choose what is the right given of the problem, what is the right R, what is the right I, what is the right in. Principal, future is no problem. It's very easy. But this one, I, in, R. Be careful of that. Okay. So we have example problem. So compound interest 001. So a man expects to receive 20,000 in 10 years. How much is that money worth now, considering interest at 6% compounded quarterly? So he expects 20,000 in 10 years. So the solution is to P 1 plus I to the N for the simple interest, compounded interest. So he wants to receive in 20 years, 20,000 in 10 years. So if, so that's why be careful. See, he expects 20,000 in 10 years. So meaning that 20,000 is the F. So how much is that money worth now, considering at 6% compounded quarterly? So the problem said worth now. So the required is the P. Not all the time that the F is required. So sometimes it is the P. Okay. So 20,000 plus to P, 1 plus the 6% interest, divided by quarterly. So quarterly, so if this quarterly, so M equals to 4. And the N equals to years times 4. Okay, so N equals to 10 times 4. So proceed. So the P is equals to how much? After 10 years. So after 10 years, oh no, before 10 years, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the man deposited 11,000, 0 to 5. Then after 10 years, it becomes after 10 years with the interest rate of 6% interest per quarterly. Quarterly. So becomes 20,000 pesos. So this is the P, this is the future. So what is this one? Meaning is the compound factor. Thank you very much for watching. So the next video is the second problem, example problem for the compound interest. So with the compound interest, because compound interest is very tricky. So during the board exam or quizzes in your college subject or economic subject, well, I don't know if in your generation they have subjects that it involves interest but not economics, different titles. So careful with the compounded, because you must know, you must identify first what is the I, what is the N, and what is the M. Because if you cannot anticipate, or your I, N, and M is wrong, you can proceed the answer, you can proceed the solution. You have the answer, but the answer is not correct. So during board exam, you said, oh, okay, I got the problem. I'm sure, but careful. Careful with that I, N, and M of the compounding. And in the engineering, mechanical engineering and electrical, mostly 30 to 20 in the electrical, maybe 20 economics or 20-25. But in the mechanical, almost 50 to 60% economics. So careful with the economics. Thank you very much for watching.